What up, my people? ¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another episode, otro episodio de Hoy en Día TV. I am your host, Yessi Rodriguez, and we're bringing on my co-host, Manny Morales. Welcome to the stage, Manny.
Bendiciones, bendiciones, mi gente. How's everybody doing? I'm tired today. I don't know why. Like, I almost didn't go to the gym. I really almost didn't go to the gym. Like, I got to the gym. I went. I forced myself to go. I did the basics, though. I didn't really do much. But I got to the gym, and I stood outside for a minute. I was like, do you really want to go inside? I was like, And once I got inside, I was like, damn, I want to go. But then I was already in the locker room. So I was like, you already here. Like, it's just going to look odd. You walk in and then walk right back out. So I just stayed.
How do you motivate yourself? Like, when you feel that way, what do you tell yourself to keep pushing? Sometimes people are just like, you know what? I'm just going to leave and just run around and go back home. Like, how did you persuade yourself to still stay where you were at and not leave? Because you weren't in the mood anyway, so.
Right. Well, I mean, I have goals. So it's like I tell myself, if you miss this day, you're going to miss another day. And then, you're just going to fall off and your goals aren't going to be met. So, you just have to keep moving, keep pushing, be consistent.
Okay. Okay.
So how are you? How was your week?
You know what? My week, I will say, with me, even if my week doesn't go as I anticipate, I always see the positive in it.
Right.
But I will say this: I had a good week, right?
Good.
I mean, other than the weather being like all like,
yeah, it's been crazy.
It's been crazy by you too?
Yeah.
It's cold again?
No, not yet. It's getting cold though. It's about to get cold this week coming up. But it's been hot. It's just been hot. Today it rained and it got a little cooler. But yeah.
I call this weather like bipolar because one day is like almost 80. Like literally last week we had 2 days almost 80, and then all of a sudden it's like, woo! No, we're back at 40 now. Yesterday it like drizzled, but it was like a drizzle snow, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is going on? It's like the sun and the moon.
Exactly. What was that machine that we were talking about?
HAARP, HARP machine. Look it up.
HARP machine.
No, HAARP. There is one in Alaska, and I'm sure there's one somewhere else around here, close by, because the weather is just ridiculous. And you know what? It's still in existence. They claim, quote unquote, that it doesn't affect the weather, but I'm sorry, I don't believe that. To me, that's shenanigans. That is shenanigans. But Manny, we have 2 special guests today. We have a special guest. I mean, he's going to be our guest co-host. We have Tim Stewart in the building. He's waiting for us to bring him on. And then we have Brent Moorer Gaskins. So we have 2 special guests. So you know our conversation is going to be deep.
Explosive. It's going to be crazy. I want to say the Eagles, we pulled it off. We won the Super Bowl. We're world champions for a year.
Eagles
in February.
They killed. When I think they killed, they're like, wait, they smashed it.
I've sat and watched the whole game. I was in Buffalo Wild Wings, and I just sat there and watched the whole game.
That is so cool.
Like, they just shut them down. Like, they just shut it down. I could have left at halftime, but I was like, nah, because if they come back and I leave, I'll be mad. So I stayed. Yes, they definitely won. And if y'all need some shirts, I have some Super Bowl shirts already on deck. I got like 20 in the cut right now. I got a Valentine's Day comedy event that I'm going to tomorrow. Excuse me. And the promoter was like, "Yo, you need to make some shirts," because I made him a shirt. He was like, "Yo, you need to make some shirts so you can sell over there." I was like, "All right, cool."
Okay. So, yeah. I will say this: me being the outside looking in, and then seeing all these like apps where you bet on different teams and stuff. To me, it's all rigged.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I'm just happy that Kansas City finally was like, whoop, because 2 years, going on 3 years in a row. Come on, now, it's time. Yeah. Let somebody else get the spot. Even if it is rigged, which I mean, I'm sure it is. But if it is rigged, hey, let somebody else get the spot. Like, come on now, stop hogging up. You know. Manny, let's bring on Tim Stewart, our guest host for the day. Timothy Stewart, welcome to Hoy en Día TV.
Hey, wow.
Hey,
wow.
man.
Back in the groove, what? How y'all doing?
What's good with you, man?
Man, it's good to see you. Good to be back on the show. Man, I see you guys continue to do your thing, week in and week out. And, I took a break and said, hey, Yessie and I were kind of having a conversation, and she told me I always have an open invitation. I said, well, let me just take a break, right? Because I've been grinding. I've been grinding. I finally almost ready to launch this course. I had no idea of what it was going to take on the back end, right? It took me, I've been working on this a year.
Right.
And so now it's still like stuff is coming up that I didn't realize that I was going to have to do. And, it's a learning curve for me. I could have paid somebody 15 grand to go and do it for me, but I wouldn't know it. Right. And so I'm building it from scratch. And so I do have a couple people that are working with me and helping me, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I sent Yessie one of the introduction or one of the lessons, and she gave me some great feedback. So
that's awesome.
How you been, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Trying to stay busy,
man. Yeah, trying to stay busy, bro. Like
not trying, you stay busy.
Look, my life is hoy en día, first and foremost.
Right.
My day job, because that's what pays my bills. But hoy en día, and then just everything else, bro. Like I'm definitely trying to make things happen.
Great. You guys look good. Look, I saw a picture of you guys. I said, oh, hell.
Yeah, we got to finally meet, man.
They on TV for real.
Yeah, we definitely got to finally meet. I went out to North Carolina and we did an event together. It was awesome.
Awesome, man. That's great. So what's going on with you? Yes.
You know what? I mean, a little bit of everything. It's been amazing. Like Manny said, Hoy en Día, growing the platform. He's been a super dope, amazing, supportive co-host, and
thank you.
And helping me, hold on to what we have here, because Hoy en Día is growing. Our followers are growing. Our, us being worldwide, we're on iHeartRadio, Samsung Music, Pandora, Deezer, RSS.
Wow.
I was on another channel the other day, something like a podcast nation or something. I didn't even know it existed. I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I'll take it.
Right.
So the platform is really growing, not only from a visual standpoint, but people can hear us worldwide. It's so beautiful. We're getting more sponsors. We're getting more momentum. I'm trying to see what other events and festivals we can get into. Manny's doing the same thing with his connections. So Hoy en Día is really pushing, and we're getting our voice out there and people's voices, because that's what we're here for. We're here to spotlight different businesses, different people, unique stories. It's about lifestyle. Life is good and bad, and we're here to spotlight everything. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're about to be a household name here soon.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sounds good. You posted something the other day, Yessie, about Hoy en Día. I think it was like a little snippet commercial. Man, that thing got 298 views or likes. Like, I was at work, and I have a Apple Watch that I wear at work, and it just kept going off at 30-something likes. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I looked, and it was whatever you had posted.
Wow. See, people know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Manny, have you noticed your followers increasing too, though?
Yeah.
Right. Because people are starting to know who Manny and Yessie are.
Yeah.
So, I mean, hey, Tim, you got to get back on the bandwagon, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Man, I can't wait. Once I launch this course and it frees up some of my time, it's like the time and the energy. You know how it is. When you look at your show, you know what it takes to, really create a high quality show, right? It's not just something you wake up and get out of bed and do. There's a lot of planning. There's a lot of prep work behind the scenes that people don't know. It's waking up at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Can't sleep because you got so much on your brain that you got to get it on paper. You got to make this contact. So, I understand. So as soon as I'm able to take a breather, really, I've got 2 organizations now that are looking to take our course and use it as a pilot, right?
Wow.
They work with, they work with 16 to 24-year-olds who are at risk, who came out of the foster care system, maybe have been in the incarcerated, but we're gonna let them take the course and kind of get some feedback. So really looking forward to seeing how that's gonna play out.
That's awesome. That's awesome, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah,
definitely congratulations. Nita said, "What's up?" She's been a faithful guest. Like,
I remember Nita.
You remember Nita?
Yeah.
She said hello.
I remember her story. It was powerful. Yeah.
I'm trying to get her back on. I asked her earlier because we had an opening come up, so I asked her, but she got an event that Thursday, so she can't make it. But I'm definitely gonna have her back on because she's consistent. She's always watching.
Thank you, Nita.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you so much, Nita, for being just supportive and who you are. You're just so dope. And I already told her if she ever wants to be a guest co-host too, she's welcome because we have some deep conversations with her too.
Right. Hey, I'm trying to get her on.
So I gotta ask the question. I have to ask the question.
What's the question? What's the question? Come on.
Talk to me about the halftime show.
Hey man, I won't gonna say nothing, bro. I won't gonna say nothing, man. But hey, there's so much buzz on social media. Everybody's dissecting that thing, and it makes sense what they're saying. There's just it's so much.
What's your take on it? What's your take on it?
I just feel like it speaks so much, like the Samuel L. Jackson being, Uncle Sam. That speaks a lot because he's always played a political figure in a lot of things, and the beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake is I don't understand why they beef so much. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I understand because it's ratings, and and that's how they keep their audience involved. But it's just. It was really elaborate. Like I've watched a couple of reels that explained, the PlayStation controller and the Serena Williams dance. Although I don't understand why he put her in there, but anyway,
because she used to date Drake.
Oh yeah. That's right. She did. Yeah, that was the correlation. But I don't know. It was really elaborate though. They put some thought into that whole thing. Like it was really good.
What about you, Yessie?
It was rigged. I agree with Manny. I mean, it's about ratings, similar to when Tupac and Biggie were alive, East Coast, West Coast. The whole shenanigans. It's about ratings. They know what people like, feud and drama. I mean, which is unfortunate. They shouldn't like feud and drama, but I mean that's just part of life. People just like feud and drama, and so they know that this is going to bring up ratings. So hey, why not put on these theatrical? I call it telenovela, soap opera. To over exaggerate things because they're going to get ratings. So I guarantee that the numbers from listening, viewership, etc., have skyrocketed after the Super Bowl because of that reason.
Right. Exactly.
My thought. Here's my thought. I kind of look at things from a reality perspective. From one side, I hadn't looked at it from the rating side. That's a different perspective I hadn't really focused on, but. A lot of people were saying, it sent a strong message, and I'm like, they didn't say nothing that we don't already know.
Right.
I mean, right, and that was a platform to bring some. If you wanted to really bring a message of solutions. Talk about how we can move forward. Talking about what has happened in the past and personality conflicts. You tell me, how is that going to help anybody who is incarcerated try to make some decisions not to go back?
Right.
Tell me how that's going to help a young person who is, wanting to become an entrepreneur. What kind of information did they get from that that's going to help them move their vision forward?
Right. I agree.
I didn't see none. First of all, and I'm gonna be, hey, look, I'm not knocking anybody for their gift, right? But for me, hell, I couldn't even understand what he was saying.
Right.
I mean, you know, that's not the era or genre that I kind of am familiar with, but the overall message to me was negative.
Right. And that's what um celebrity is built on, you know.
Negativity.
It's the negativity and the drama, and people
But
love it. I don't understand why people love the drama, but that's part of it. So
how does that move us forward? You know, it's supposed to be the
doesn't.
strong message. Yeah, it's supposed to be the
doesn't.
strong, deep message about what they done to us, and we not like you. And how does that promote unity?
It doesn't. It doesn't. Is the way that the world has evolved, especially from the slavery standpoint, they keep the black people and you know the minority, should I say, scared, and they just continue to cause drama and confusion. So what they do is they promote that on television and, you know, just social media, and people will thrive off of that drama, and it's entertaining to them.
That's
So,
why this. Go ahead.
right. So, you know, when you get something positive or somebody trying to change the way things are, they turn around and feed you more drama and
That's
make you forget about what you're trying to really do, you know?
That's why this show is so powerful, right? Because it promotes unity. It promotes, you know, reality, right? And solutions. I hear both of you constantly talk about how we can do better, how we can move forward, how people can advance their vision, how they can train their gift, right?
Right.
That's the message.
It is.
That's the message, you know. And to your point, it may not resonate with everybody, but the people it's supposed to resonate with, it will. But that's what's going to bring about the change that we want to see happen. You know what they told me when I was a little boy? The more you stir doo-doo, the more it stink.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I will say this. Have y'all had the opportunity to watch They Cloned Tyrone?
Yes, I did.
I haven't seen that. Don't know
anything
about it.
Have you noticed messages that people, it went over the majority of the viewers' heads? I'm going to tell you that right now. Here are some of the messages that went over people's heads. One, how fast food has control over our colored people.
Right.
Have a chokehold over colored people. How music can control humans' emotions.
But we already knew that.
More violent. The hood can't come together, but they choose not to because they're told by what? The fair-skinned person.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And it's just so many other things. Civil war in the neighborhoods, again, because of why? Because there's a person trying to dictate or trying to say, oh, you do this, you do that, what have you, versus coming together as a community of POC, person of color, to try to do better. And I agree with you, Tim. This Super Bowl would have been a great opportunity to promote advocacy, to say, hey, people of color, let's come together as a unit.
Let's face it, we live in America, and America is about business. America operates by the golden rule. You know what the golden rule is, right?
Whoever has the gold rules.
Whoever has the gold makes the rule, right? So why not talk about a message of how we can come together, pool the resources together, and we can take a unified effort and go to one city and go in the inner city, and let's buy the houses, buy the businesses, and control that city, and then roll that out to the next city. Why not talk about programs to do that versus? So that's just my take on it. I think that if we really want to see change, we're gonna have to do exactly what Yesie's done with this show, what I'm doing, my vision, what you're doing with your gift, and get very strategic, you know, cut out the negativity, right?
Right.
and promote unity. And
Exactly.
because the law is when we do the right thing, we can expect the right result.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
So I just had to ask.
Right.
I agree, man. Like, when Yessie first asked me to do the show, I thought about it, and I wanted to do a podcast anyway, but I didn't have the time and I didn't know how to do it. And she already had the blueprint already set, so it was like we just had to insert me and then just roll with it. And I went into this thing without unbiased, you know what I'm saying, and knowing that if we stay consistent and I put my 100% and she puts her 100%, and when you were with us you put your 100%, it was going to be a great show. And it has been so far. Like, it's moved in the direction that we move it because we are dictating, you know what I'm saying, and we're letting this thing grow organically, and it's just growing great. Like, I can't wait to our 1 year mark. Like, I can't wait to that show. Like,
well,
yes,
I agree with you 100%. But I'm going to add to that. Like I said, life on this planet is really not complicated.
Mm-hmm.
It's all functioned by laws. When we look at the motive behind this show, you look at the motive, the spirit that Yessie has, the vision that she has for this show and reaching people, right? To help people move forward in their life, their relationships, personal and business. I mean, personal and professional. That's why it won't fail. That's why it's going to continue to grow, because the motive is right.
Right. Exactly.
It's done with excellence. Look at the background.
All right. I agree.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's why when Yessie and I first had a conversation, I was like, yes, let me in.
Right.
Yes. Exactly. Right. But like I said, I did not realize putting this course together was going to be this involved and this detailed. Because look, I do things in excellence, right? I want to promote excellence. I want to live in an excellent way, because excellence orchestrates in the mind, translates into speech, and is then demonstrated in behavior. It is a habit.
Right.
It's a choice that becomes a habit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to present. That's true leadership. True leaders, they operate with excellence.
Right. Exactly.
And sometimes it's hard, as much as, I did not want to step back. I had to.
Right.
I had to, because I can't put a nationwide product that's subpar. Right? There's 2.3 million students. The title of the course is called Unlock Your Greatness, and it's designed to help high school seniors, college freshmen identify their gift so that they can discover their purpose. There's 2.3 million people that start college every year. That's a big market.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I see this show continuing to grow and becoming, a household name, right? Mm-hmm. Because of the positivity, and that doesn't mean that there's not going to be some differences of opinions that are discussed. Mm-hmm. I think that kind of dialogue is also healthy. Right. It helps people see things from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But when the motive is right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like we don't gatekeep. Like, we try to explain to people how difficult, this industry is, so that way they can make a sound decision whether they want to, step through that door or not. And we try to encourage them, even, if they are scared, because all of us were scared, to step through that door, but we did it and we haven't looked back,
the ultimate design for our creator, whatever creator a person chooses to call their creator, was for us to work in unity.
Right.
That is where the power is. Not independent, interdependent.
Right.
We were supposed to connect our gifts, right? Your gift is for me and Yessie. Yessie's gift is for us. And that way, we build our families, we build our communities, and we build a nation.
Right.
Based on unity. It's strong, right? But when you have this division, and to your point, I agree with you, Manny. They know that if they keep people divided and they create these devices for division, the unity will never happen.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's so ingrained, bro. Like it's so ingrained since the slavery days. Like they've ingrained us trying to fight against each other, and it evolved with us, and that's how people think these days. Like I have to be better than you, I have to be, I have to one up you, and that's just how people are, and it's sad. It's really sad.
The program.
It is.
Right.
But I will say that we have a special guest, our special guest, waiting behind the stage.
Yeah.
We're having such juicy conversations. Right. And actually, before I do that, let me do this because it looks like my laptop is doing something wonky over here. But let me introduce him, and then I'm going to run and grab something real quick. So we have our special guest here, who is a Coney Island, Brooklyn native. He began his acting career at age 48 with Captain America's Civil War, and while facing homelessness too. So he's been in Wakanda Forever, Avengers Endgame, Jumanji, The Next Level. He's done so many amazing things. And he currently owns Amethyst On Fire TV, a Roku channel, and serves as Vice President of English Promotions, LLC. So we're bringing him back onto the stage because he was a guest before. But hey, we love to hear from Mr. Brent Gaskins. Welcome to the stage.
What's up, big bro?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
All
right.
Turned
into Cowboy Brent. What's going on, man?
my head got cool in the room because this is the office. There's a little portable heater in here, which I can probably pull closer, but I don't like my head getting cold because that's your head and your feet are 2 entry points for you to get sick. So I don't like my head cold and I don't like my feet cold, so I threw on the hat. How y'all doing?
Not too
Wait a minute.
Man.
Are y'all in landscape? Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah. Everybody else was looking big, and I was looking skinny. Had to get my weight up real quick. How y'all doing?
Man? Not too bad.
Good.
This is our one of our co-hosts, Tim. Tim, this is Brent.
Nice to meet you, King.
Nice to meet you, sir. I went and did some research. I always try to become prepared, and I pulled you up on Google. I said, man, have you Googled yourself lately? You got a strong footprint, my friend.
I appreciate it. Working on it. Still building and growing. Yeah. There's 5.5 billion people in the world that have access to the internet. So if I've reached 1 million people organically on social media, I still haven't done nothing as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not in competition with anybody else. There's no actor better than me. That's the way I see it. And again, it's not competitive. It's just I feel like for any role that you've seen a lead actor in that you just thought that they just killed it, put me in the same role and let me do my thing, and then we can go from there. So there's a couple of things I heard backstage that I wanted to address. Number one, Kendrick Lamar did send a message.
I knew that was coming.
He did send a message. He did send a message. The whole entire show, everything he did was done for a reason. Now, there's already some breakdowns online on YouTube and different places that you can look at and listen to. But let's just say he did send a message, and the message was intended for a particular audience. And I'm not going to say who the audience was, but the audience who it was for, they're the ones that jumped online and defended people who said they didn't get the halftime show that they were accustomed to.
Right.
So what Kendrick did was he respectfully, okay, because you got to remember where this country is heading and the leadership we have in place. Now, had he got up there and this man sitting in the audience and done a boogie show like what people are used to with a whole bunch of whatever,
right?
That man could have easily said, for the next 3 years, next 4 years I'm in office, you won't see that again. Okay. Mm-hmm. He didn't do that. He did red, white, and blue for the background dancers. He said that the revolution is being televised. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. When he ended it, he said game over because a message was sent. That's the first thing. But matter of fact, we can talk about that on another show. I'll be glad to come back. We can have that a full conversation. The second thing, the second thing is the exact same thing that you said, King. The last time I was on the show with Yessie and Manny, I said the exact same thing. Take our best legal people and let them address the Constitution, which does not have one single law in it for us anyway. Right. Every time there has been an advancement in our communities, there's always been an injection of something else that dismantled our forward moving. Okay. Mm-hmm. Every single time. When we were enslaved and said we didn't want to be slaves no more, they freed us. But then they also had a law that said, if you're caught out roaming around after dark, you're going to jail. Where if you're a slave and you don't own absolutely nothing,
where else you going to be?
Exactly.
All right.
So by law, there was an injection. You free, but let me give you this virus. Now I have you in a penal system and I have you working and laboring for free, but your labor is producing money that you will never earn or never be a part of. Nope. We're going to make you jump through hoops to attend colleges and universities that was built with money that came from the slave trade and from cotton that was sold all around the world. Yep. But you still got to make a certain grade. You got to know this person. Mm-hmm. You got to have all this stuff in place in order to step in front of certain institutions and even present yourself worthy of being a student of that university. Right. But your ancestors, most likely, if you're a person of color, your ancestors had something to do with that institution being in place and them able to charge you $100,000 a semester. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's an injection. You free, but now if I catch you outside after dark, I'm taking you to jail. Now you're a prisoner, and I'm going to use you to farm the cotton, the same cotton you just was freed from. Mm-hmm. Okay. So production ain't stopped. We just got we got the same people in different uniforms doing that same damn job. Okay. Right. Now let's fast forward. Let's shoot on through slavery and let's fast forward. Now we get to the 60s and 70s, civil rights movement, right? Mm-hmm. I know we jumped over some things, but I just want to start there. So now civil rights movement. We want our civil rights. Okay. Right. Great. First of all, we're gonna kill off a couple of your leaders that we know is going to be a threat because they know too much and they're too smart, right. And they had actually got you guys unified. So we're gonna kill them off. Okay. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the year, but I think it had to be before civil rights. But back up just a little bit. Oh, you guys are prospering. We're gonna bomb. We're going to use planes and drop bombs and destroy your whole banking community. Black Wall Street. Oh. You're moving forward. You're gaining too much momentum. Mm-hmm. Bombed. Yep. Civil rights movement. We're going to kill your unification. We're going to take away your Marvin Gaye music that's talking about unity and brothers and sisters while we're out here in the streets killing each other. Mm-hmm. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, okay, we're going to give you your civil rights, but it's not a law. It's a right.
All right.
We gave you, when you wanted to be free, we gave you the Emancipation Proclamation.
Mm-hmm.
Not a law. Not a law. Okay?
I love when Brent Gaskins comes on.
So we collectively, there's nothing holding us back.
Yes,
This government is not holding us back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The government can't control me and you being friends and sitting down and agreeing to a common objective and
That's
moving
right.
forward with that objective based on if we produce 1.7 trillion as a race of people,
yes.
then
why don't we have
why are we depending on someone else to teach us?
That's right.
Why are we depending on someone else to feed us?
Mm-hmm.
And that's poison.
Yeah.
Why are we allowing that?
Why are we spending hundreds of millions of dollars on different name brands when we can spend it on each other's businesses and name brands?
And see what I heard you say, Brent, what I think, right, for me, right, from my perspective, we are our worst enemy now, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason is because we keep selecting people in positions of leadership who are really not true leaders. They may be good managers, but they are not leaders. Because when you look in the inner city and where the majority of people who look like you and me live, the majority of the businesses are owned by people who don't look like us. Why is that? We have these programs and we build these big buildings, and I'm not going to speak against that, but we have you just said $1.7 trillion. We have enough revenue to come together, right? If we call people out that are not true leaders, and I'll just go ahead and get there. You know, today I was talking with a pastor, and he was saying, yeah, there's some pastors out here that are misleading people. I said, well, why don't you call them out? Why would you let somebody come into people that look like you, and you know that they are misleading and hurting people, but yet you say nothing? You're just part of the problem.
That's because okay, so keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. I put up a post on Facebook that says, somebody make this make sense to me. How can one person tell 552 people who tells 26.3 million people who tell 357 million people what to do? Tell me, how does it make sense that whether that one person, what they say is right or wrong, you automatically gonna do it? Because see, here's what I see what the problem is. We live in a country that is full of brainwashable people. Okay?
Unfortunately.
So here's the thing. If I'm a general and you the president, you the commander in chief, first of all, what military did this guy serve in?
None.
What college did he graduate from?
Oh, no.
What global world experience did he have prior to being elected president the first time?
Right.
How many illegal things and convictions and allegations and everything else has this man been associated with? But yet now this man sits as president.
Yep.
And the same laws that y'all had in place to keep us down, he's using them to become a dictator. And y'all are sitting by watching it happen. Yeah. So this is my point. This is my point. I don't care who you are. If you are at that level and that man asks you to do something, you can't tell me that you are not financially situated enough or know enough people who are, where you could tell that man, I'm not going to do it, and walk away from it.
That's right.
Instead of saying, okay, sir, you want us to go and find and harass and stop and frisk every single person who looks like they're of Hispanic Hispanic origin, to see if they're illegal or not, make them produce documents right there on the spot, and you as an officer of the law, federal, state, city, it don't matter. You sit down and you look in the mirror and you getting dressed and you putting on your uniform and you got your family and your kids at home and you leave out that door and you're trying to tell me in your head, you're saying, this is right. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to go harass these people and send them back to their country. Who's ready to do that?
Right.
Where's the church? When I was growing up, the church always had their mouth in everything. Where's the church at now? Where's all these big mega churches with these big mega pastors? Where's their voice in these conversations regarding things that the government is doing to every single person in this country?
They sold out under 501c3 non-for-profit. In that clause, because they don't have to pay taxes, they can't get involved.
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Again, they have been mega pastors for years. Yeah. They are multimillionaires. If they walk away from that nonprofit situation and that clause, can they not live long enough to recreate their voice again in a free space without the hindrance of being held by a documented piece of paper that they've signed for money? So they're on their way fast track to hell, and they're taking mega congregations with them, and we still sit down and attend these people's churches. We still tithe to them. Again, we ain't gonna learn until that starts to burn.
Look, it's even in the book it says when the blind lead the blind. So that tells us that there's leaders that are blind that's leading other people, and everybody gonna fall in the ditch.
Oh my goodness.
See, here's the deal, and I agree with you 100%, Brent. By now, you should have enough money that you could walk away from that system, right? I used to live in St. Louis, right? I lived in St. Louis for about 16 years. Love that city, man. When I landed in St. Louis, I had 2 pair of pants, 2 shirts, and $8 in my pocket. I was 40 years old. I didn't know nobody, had never been there, started over from scratch. And these people in this community in St. Louis, they wrapped their arms around me, man, and they loved on me until I learned how to love myself. 5 years later, I'm living in a $250,000 house because I learned some principles, right, that I still practice today, and I'm coaching other people for character development. They don't have, the people you're talking about have no character. Right? That is a distinguishing mark in leadership. Character. That means that I am committed to a set of standards and values that I don't compromise. I don't waver on. I'm solid on this, right? Hurt me to my heart 2 years ago. St. Louis was voted the #1 most dangerous city in America. There's 1,800 churches in that city. How could you allow these young folks to get out here and kill themselves, and then you sit up on a boy? Don't get me to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My apologies, Yessie, Manny. Are we interviewing? What are we doing? We got off on that right there. This might not even be. I don't even know if this is the ingredients of your show, but
hey,
you know what?
I'll let y'all take the reign. What direction y'all want to go in? What y'all want to talk about? Let's go.
Hey, look, we talk about todo un poco.
Right, so, todo un poco, absolutely.
Yeah. So this was needed. And that's the energy that we have right now. And we, like I said, we let our show grow organically, and the vibe and the energy is what dictates the show. So y'all aren't speaking anything wrong. It's true. Everything is true.
And I agree with Manny. I mean, the show, every guest is going to be different, right? And I don't want the viewers to think that we are here to try to control or dictate. No, we're here to, however you feel, say it. We don't want to be that gate.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Lifestyle is not about that. Life in general has different ups and downs and left and rights and grays and colors and purples and pinks. This is what lifestyle is. And we're talking about how you feel, and I respect and appreciate that, just like Manny does as well. And hopefully the viewers can either agree to disagree, right? You either agree with what you're saying or you're not, and that's okay because as humans, because we bleed red, we still take shits and poops and was it a piss, right? Unless you're alien or something different, I don't know what to do. Anywho, it's from a different planet, I mean. But anyway, but we're all human. We have the right to feel different, have different emotions, look at things from different perspectives. Because what causes that is our upbringing, how we were raised, the values were still culture, what was still on us, and that's okay. We can have different views and opinions, still agree to disagree, and still talk and kumbaya. That's what life is about.
Right.
Brent, I promote 12 principles to inner peace. For 25, 30 years of my life, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol, substance abuse, right? April of this year, I'm coming up on 21 years clean and sober. And the same principles that saved my life, you come from Coney Island, you know what crack looked like back in the 80s? That's where I was at in Brooklyn. Right. Crawling around on the floor trying to find crack rocks. Peeping out the window looking for the police, right? Those same principles, honesty, hope, faith, courage, integrity, willingness, humility, discipline, forgiveness, acceptance, awareness, and gratitude. If we can get those principles as the foundation in individuals where they become habits, because do you know what those principles represent, Brent? The most powerful government on the planet. Self-government. Right. See, when an individual governs themselves, they don't need policing.
Right.
So if we get these principles ingrained in our society, so boy meets girl on campus, right? This boy has been raised in a culture, as Yessie was saying, with these principles. This young lady has been raised in a culture. Now these come together. They create a marriage that's based on these principles. That marriage creates a family that operates with these principles. Those families now create communities that operate with those principles. And I guarantee it, it'll bring change. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. And what you just said, again, I feel like everything that needs to be done can be done internally, starting with us.
100%.
Rap music. I love rap music. Don't get it twisted. I love rap music. I don't like every lyric for every song.
Right.
I love the beats because beats don't curse. They're there. I love music.
That's right.
Now, I tell the rappers that I deal with, I say, hey, listen, I know you come from the streets. I know you had to sell drugs. I know some of y'all still selling drugs. It don't matter. Well, matter of fact, for what some of them are selling, I don't even call that drugs. That's a whole nother conversation too. But we ain't gonna talk about the plant that's good for the healing of the nations. And trust me, I got 2 lungs that collapse more than once, so I know. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's another show.
Absolutely.
All right, absolutely. But look at it this way. There are over 250 just black-owned banks. We're not talking about Hispanic banks.
Wow.
We're not talking about banks of any other color. Over 250. We got the money. There are black billionaires and black multimillionaires. Okay, so we got the money, right? Right, we got the money. I was telling these music rappers and stuff, I said, listen, I know you come from the streets and I know you want to tell your street story. That's fine. But how many times are you going to tell your street story? Is any part of your life getting better?
Outcomes.
You went from making a few dollars to now you're making dollars to where you can actually live a better life. Okay. Some of you even have a family now. Your message hadn't changed. Your song hadn't changed. when you were young and single, she was a B on your song, okay? But now you're married. Now you got a wife and you got kids. You got little girls.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't grown any. Your language, your conversation, your choice of words hasn't grown any. There's still B's, and your little girls got to listen to this, and your wife got to listen to this. Mm-hmm. See, there's 3 words, okay? I don't care if you're talking about music. I don't care if you're talking about football, basketball, acting. It's all entertainment, okay?
Right.
It's all entertainment. But I'm going to just use one as an example. The music business. The is an article. Music is an adjective. And business is the noun. So when it came to Kendrick and that show and how he did it and how it was a level message, you know, it kind of spiked up when They Not Like Us came on, and then it, you know, kind of went back. But for the most part, it was a level show. Right. Yeah, you gotta go on YouTube and go to your settings and change the speed from 1 down to 0.5 to understand the words or look at the transcript. But he sent the message. Now, the other part of the music business. If you can go on YouTube right now. I dare anybody who's on their computer right now, who's sitting on this platform or who's listening, go on your computer and Google search "the government interjects violent rap to destroy the Black community." Just search those words and see how many articles pop up.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that, then how are you coming into this industry if you know that? And if you don't know it, you know it now if you're listening to this podcast. Mm-hmm. If you know they purposely changed the nature of that music to negatively impact you as a culture in the community, why are you as an artist still making that type of music? And why are you as an individual still supporting that type of music?
Because they wasn't trained not to.
Knowing that it destroys. Now, when they cloned Tyrone, like Yessie said, they put so many messages in that movie, it was ridiculous.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One of the main things they put in that movie was at the very end. Mm-hmm. That, at the very end, the Tyrone that was watching the news about the other Tyrone that got killed in a whole nother state, in a whole nother city, but it was him. They was letting you know that they have created situations to create characters on a stage in our communities who play a role. Mm-hmm. There's your drug dealers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's your bootleggers. There are the people that's gonna sell you the bad food. Mm-hmm. In one scene, I was looking through the scene. I took it, I rewind because I'm an actor, I'm a producer, I make movies. I'm looking through the scene, and they made it very clear. We got wig shops in your neighborhood. We got Chinese restaurant. We got the liquor store. We got the bodega, the corner store, the convenience store, whatever you want to call it. But we don't have no banks in your neighborhood.
Right.
But those same stores I just named ain't in the other neighborhood.
Exactly.
Exactly. And how in the underground there was that government system underground manipulating everything.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember this. Okay, so what? They cloned Tyrone, right? Where they show you there's an underground system in the regular buildings that you walk above every day. But if you don't know there's tunnels under the ground, you don't know. That really got exposed when Diddy got in trouble.
Right.
And the tunnels under the mansions. Right. And these weren't just tunnels like, 2 or 3 of us gonna walk through it. These are tunnels that you can fit 18-wheelers and trains and run train tracks up under them. and move stuff, complete cities underground. But see, a lot of people don't want to believe stuff. See, what does the scripture say? Everybody hollering they're a Christian and I love Jesus. Praise God. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Okay, so what does your Bible say? Your Bible says that one of the greatest tricks that the enemy is ever going to pull on you is to make you think that he doesn't exist. So when you tell somebody that there are people evil enough to run things underground to include human sacrifices and killing babies and stuff, you ain't going to believe it unless you actually see it. See, it's too many people from the show me state. And them same people who are from the show me state, they only ask you to show it. They don't ask the other people to show it. All they got to do is say it and they'll do it. So for you got to show it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, you are preaching right on.
I love it, bro.
You know,
I love it.
You know, at some point, here's my other thing, Brent. At some point, we're gonna have to take the responsibility and become accountable. I saw a young girl dancing to a song. That's how this pastor and I got into this conversation. And she was dancing to a song that was very ratchet. And she was dancing very provocative. Do you know why she would dance to a song like that, half naked and provocative? Any idea why she would? Why?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, go ahead. Number one, words cast spells.
Okay.
When you're in grade school, what did the teacher ask you? Timothy,
don't say no bad
cat.
Oh,
spell cat. And you say CAT. Words cast spells, number one. Number two, music throws off vibrations, which you can actually entrance people and control them with music and vibration.
Okay.
Right. So your movement, your dance, your dress, and everything else is going to line up with that song because that is the type of energy that you are open to and that you attract and you respond to.
Okay, I'll take that. But here's my perspective.
Go ahead.
When she landed here, whatever household she grew up in did not teach her value. They did not. See, this got to start from the womb, right? They didn't teach her help her define what her gift is, what her purpose for being on this planet, her source of significance, her sense of value. See, you handle a ring that comes out of a Cracker Jack box differently than a 10-carat diamond ring. See, you'll lay that ring out of the Cracker Jack box, you'll lay it anywhere. But that 10-carat diamond ring, you're gonna handle that with care. See, if they had told this young lady had been taught by her family and her community. See, if the community is sick, you know, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, if the village is sick, guess what the child's gonna be? Sick. Yep. And so I was telling the pastor, see, the whole purpose for the church, biblically speaking, I don't proclaim no religion, right? I don't knock people, that's their personal choice, right? But the purpose of the church was for people to go and learn how to live according to kingdom principles and take that out into the community so the whole community could function based on kingdom principles.
On earth as it is in heaven. Absolutely.
Come on now, say it ain't so.
Yeah, and that's the way it could be. And again, you have some humans who have actually said, I will open up my spirit, mind, and everything else, and I will yield it to another spirit in trade for these things here on earth. And again, a lot of people who've never looked into the spiritual world, who's never seen in the spiritual world, a lot of them, when they go to sleep and dream, they don't know that that's part of a spiritual experience. But again, you just have some people, and it's a lot of them, who are not going to believe nothing that they can't if they can't see it, if they can't smell it, if they can't taste it, if they can't touch it, they're not going to believe it. Right. They're not going to believe it. But these same exact people will believe in a God that they never met.
Yeah, absolutely.
They will believe in a God that they never met.
Right.
They will.
And
They will
over
believe
the years, the results. You have not seen no results. Like I heard this one young lady said, my mama want me to pay tithes, right? But she broke. You think she been paying tithes for 30 years and she broke. You think I'm gonna come back and do that? No.
Yeah.
You know, you said something. You said something, man, that really resonated with me. And you said, you're the best there is. See, that's the kind of mindset, right? You said, I'm not in competition with nobody else. See, you have discovered the real definition of success. My success is not based on what I have or what I can do compared to somebody else. My success is based on what I was supposed to do, what I was created to do, and how I fulfill that purpose. That is success.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is success because, you know, you can Google, you know, some people need proof. They need to know that it came out of this person's mouth. It came off of this internet page. It came off of this TV person, whatever. But you can Google it. There's plenty of millionaires and billionaires that killed themselves. So money can't be the answer.
Right.
Yeah.
There's plenty of professors and teachers that killed themselves. Some of them even went and shot up the school that they worked at. So education can't be the answer.
Right.
No, it's not.
You got people who died, so they said, of a drug overdose, and they had 30 cars sitting inside of one of their many mansions. So it can't be houses and cars.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It can't be none of that stuff.
Right.
It's got to look. It can't be on you. It got to be in you. There's a difference.
Absolutely.
There's a difference. It can't be on you because this can come out. This can get removed. It got to be in you.
Guess what the title of my book is, Brent?
Part of your job, Timothy, is to walk into the situation, having been revealed of your 12 principles and what it can do as a seed planted, a mustard seed, and it can spread all over this world.
Hello.
But hold up though. You're gonna have to walk into this knowing one thing. That example you gave of that girl dancing the way she was dancing because her mother or father or some elder in her family didn't tell her or raise her in a certain way with any principles, they didn't have it.
Right.
They didn't have it to transfer to her. So you gotta look at this like you starting at ground zero. And if you look at other cultures, I was watching a video of the little kids in Japan. Guess what? They wasn't running around the room cutting up and throwing paper and pulling each other hair and stuff. They were all sitting in a row. They were all writing. Then they showed another class where these kids was cooking full meals being supervised by adults. You had some of them doing engineering. You had some of them doing artwork. You had some of them making clothes. You had some of them making products. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So again, why are we depending on it can't be both. The scripture says you can't serve two masters. Right. So if you say that this government has never treated you fairly, has never put you first, okay, has never protected you, okay, you can't say you dislike that situation, that relationship with the government, and then turn around and say, okay, provide me with assistance so that I can better myself, even though I know that you already don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I saw a billboard the other day talking about the Democratic Party. You know how much money they raised?
A lot.
Who did it benefit? It didn't benefit us.
Right?
Nope. At all. And so and that's just a key indicator that we don't have the right leadership in place. Brent, man, your story. Yessie was telling us, you know, when she introduced you, your story. You're 48 years old and you started, right? Tell me about that. How did you get to the point where, because see, I didn't discover my gift until I was 45, right? I could do a lot of different things, But when I got the revelation that you like sharing information, and that revelation was, why don't you be a speaker? The light bulb went off. And guess what? At that same time, I had an epiphany. And I remember being back in the first, second, and third grade, and I stayed in trouble all the time. You know what I stayed in trouble for, Brent?
What's that?
Talking in class.
Mm-hmm.
You see that talk, man, talk.com? That's what I am.
Yeah.
Right? And so my book is called Free Yourself from Yourself, right?
Okay.
Because that's what I had to do. That's what you just said. We're going to have to free ourselves from ourselves. Ain't nobody going to free us.
Right.
Why would they?
Right.
So yes, tell Tim and the other viewers who didn't have a chance to hear the first go round your story, how you got started.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And this will answer Tim's question. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Born in Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island, youngest of 9. Moved down south when I was like 6, going on 7. Went through the public school system as a teenager in middle school, going into high school. My lungs collapsed. Had multiple surgeries. Was told that I wouldn't be able to do a lot of things. Graduated from high school, honor graduate. Did 2 years at the University of South Carolina. That's when Sterling Sharp was there, and Ryan Bethea again. Yeah. And Ryan Bethea again. A lot of people don't remember his name. Everybody remembers Sterling, but look up Ryan Bethea. RyanBethea. Okay. So did those 2 years engineering program. Didn't graduate. Got into the real world working, and at the age of 48 in Charlotte, I was working for a company called Qualitas, and had been there 9 months, going on 10. They told us this was 90 days temp to perm, and I kept going in the office like, okay, where my perm at? You know what I'm saying? I need that higher pay. I need them permanent benefits. Give me all of that. And they kept pushing it off. So month 10 arrives, and I walk into human resources, and the lady gives me my package, and she says, well, Brent, what you gonna do? I said, I'm going to be an actor. And She looked at me and she said, I've heard you singing in the hallways and cracking jokes and keeping people laughing and doing different voices and all kind of crazy stuff. And she said, if anybody else would have came here and said it, I'd be like, no, you better go to the unemployment office and get that paperwork started. She said, but I believe in you. I believe you can do it.
Wow.
That was May. June 24th, I landed on the set of Captain America 3 Civil War as an extra. Got featured. I'm in the trailer. I got the screenshots and pictures and stuff up. And after that day, I never looked back. I was in a relationship. My partner at the time, she wanted to part ways. I became homeless through that relationship ending. Still kept filming, applied for my unemployment, paid people to take me to movie sets.
Wow.
Slept in the car. Signed up for the Uber program so I could have a car. Did that. Stayed with several people. Was staying with a friend, and the friend said, I need this by this date, or you need to go. And I said, I'll have it by that date, or I'm gone either way. And, made a list and called the first person on that list. That person said, yep, God told me all about you. But I had to wait for you to call me. I couldn't call you. So they blessed me with the tools that I needed for a good foundation to get started with: transportation, cell phone, laptop. And I started grinding. And I kept opening the door. Everything that I was acquiring, I kept opening the door and allowing people to, to come in and be blessed with what God had blessed me with. You know what I mean? And then I just kept acting. At one time, I did have an agent, and that didn't work out. Went back to that person after we had an adult conversation. It didn't work out the second time. Went with another agent. They had a problem with me receiving my money directly because the production knew me, and them getting their money in the mail separately. But again, what was due them, nothing more, nothing less. They had a problem with it. And I was homeless. And I told them, I don't have time for nobody to play no games with my money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Most likely, if I'm on that movie set, I've invested money already. I've borrowed money already. Somebody gave me money already. That's why I'm there. So when it's time to get paid, I don't need my check a month later. If my check hits your account tomorrow, I need my money tomorrow. I'm home. We talked about this. There ain't no guessing game. I'm homeless. Give me my bread. I done went and done the work for both of us. So, I just got picked up by a huge agency. I'm not going to announce it yet. I'm going to wait for them to announce it publicly, and then once they announce it, then I'll announce it. But I just got picked up yesterday by a huge agency. I got to get new headshots, so I'm going to go get those. This agency, they book big time for SAG, and I am a union actor. And then most recently, the TV network, we went from having, Yessie read it earlier, from just a Roku channel. Now we're being built out for Roku, Amazon, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android TV, YouTube TV, and I'm leaving something out. But it's 7 of them. It's 7 of them. So we're building that out, again, up to 100 channels. Some of the channels are going to be just audio for podcasts, for audiobooks, for music artists. My splits are still the same, 80-20%, 80-20 split. You charge $1. Once the platform takes what they need, me and you do an 80-20 split on the rest of it. And I'm looking for content. And this is taking off. My birthday is February 21st. I got a link out for a movie marathon. There's going to be 3 different movies. Each movie will have its own link, but the first movie that I got the link out for right now is called Liz. I got to generate the other 2 links. But Liz is a short film by Andrew Smith and co-directed by my queen, my acting coach, Ebony Joy. Acting up with Ebony Joy, I always tell people, hashtag better get you one, because I get booked. Yeah, I get booked. And the last thing I want to say, I don't know how much time we got left, but the last thing I do want to say, I don't want to forget, there's a lot of big things going on with Amethyst on Fire. I mean, Ebony and I have been busy. And when I say huge, amazing things are coming to us, we ain't begging, our knees aren't hurting, praying and asking God. It's like we put it in the air and then we went to work, believing as if we had it, and it's here. I want to give a big shout out to Volt Cell Batteries. Y'all Google Volt Cell Batteries. Volt Cell Batteries, Black-owned company by 2 brothers. They're twins. They're in the Amazon store. They have battery products. They're expanding. They're one of our huge sponsors. And I got to shout these people out, so just give me a second. Shout out to English Promotions. I VP that company. That's $287 million in the metaverse for promotions. If your product can be seen or heard, we can promote it. Queen Circle, that's Ebony's nonprofit. We're still doing things here on the ground with the children. That's a very big concern of ours. If we lose one generation, it's game over. If we lose one generation, it's game over. So we're getting ready to get real aggressive, a little more aggressive concerning our young people. And we're starting from our toes out where we live, because there's been a couple of shootings already. You know what I mean? And there, in my mind, something is spiritually and demonically wrong when you can look at somebody that looks just like you, knowing what we go through already in this country, and you can just easily okay, I'm gonna just squeeze off and just take your life. Something's wrong. And again, back to that movie yesterday, they cloned Tyrone. Something is wrong, and it's by design.
Right.
It's by design, and that's the problem. There are too many people who are part of the system. Well, if I give up the system, what I'm going to do? Trump going to make you give up the system, because Trump said in order for you to get benefits and to get your earned income credit, you got to make at least $20,000. So ain't no more sitting at the house all day just getting checks. And no, he's changing all of that. He's changing all of that. So folks better wake up. Folks better wake up. And again, you know, we're always talking about higher elevation and this and that. I think there's some things that need to be corely changed in our education system. And I ain't saying that they got to do it. I'm just saying we got to teach us what's not being taught. There's too much technology available for any of us not to know anything that we need to know, not just about ourselves, but also about each other. It's too much technology. Mr. Servon from No Limit Records got headphones where you can download books, classes, music, all of that stuff. Download it to the headphones, which means your child can always be learning something.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, people don't believe that there's a different Instagram for China than it is for the United States. People don't believe.
Really?
They kind of showed you their hand when they said that they were only banning TikTok in the United States only.
Right. That part.
Only in the United States. All of these platforms have global existence. So you shutting down in one country doesn't shut down the other countries. But the content that's displayed in front of us is buffoonery compared to what they see in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
The lighting is different. All of the content is positive and upbeat. Somebody with a skill, something with animals. It's all gentle, loving, uplifting, educational, positive. It ain't none of that crazy stuff. You watching somebody getting their brains blown out. Like how many times we got to see somebody getting killed to know that they're dead?
Or somebody shaking their booty or naked.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And there are some of us who've already said in interviews, the check's so big, I'm not changing this because they already said this what they want. Mm-hmm. And we have artists that say that out of their mouth. But you still got artists coming into the game saying, I want to do the same thing you doing. Like, is somebody going to learn something somewhere?
You know, Brent, you know Dr. George Fraser, right? You heard of Dr. George Fraser?
Yes.
He said, he does a lot of research, that the baby boomers, the children of the baby boomers, have made less progress than any generation before.
Mm.
Less progress. We're smarter and dumber.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bible says weaker and wiser, but go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, weaker and wiser. And so it's going to take people who are doing what you're doing, who's doing what Yessie is doing and Manny is doing, what I'm doing, right? It's going to take a synergized approach. There's not just one problem. There's a lot of problems. There's a plethora of problems, right? But we're going to have to find what I have, and I'm open to anybody's suggestion. But the one thing that's got to happen is we have to get a firm foundation. The most important part of any house is the foundation. We got to find the common ground. And so that's why I have created this program, Unlock Your Greatness. And what it's designed to do for young people, help them identify their gift, teach them their value, help them discover their purpose, because purpose gives us vision, right? My purpose in pictures, right, is vision. And then that vision, I see myself doing my gift. That's going to give me discipline. So now I won't become a wreck on the road to life, following behind a lust or a craving, because I know what road I'm supposed to be on. I have that vision gives me discipline. Right. That's what we're going to have to start teaching. Not somebody going to fix it. No.
Yeah. Yeah. And in my mind, we have to start early. Like there should be, again, back to those of us who look like we do and who specialize in whatever area I speak on. You step up to the plate. Y'all come together and y'all continue to synergize and create the best things for us. So again, let's get with our audio, our sound specialists. Let's get with our doctors who have studied birth and specialize in healthy birth weight. Let's get with our nutritionists who can teach us how to eat indigenous to the land from whence we come and not the food that we've been given. Let's get with our holistic doctors that can teach us to use herbs, how to heal our body instead of synthetic medications created by man with patent that's going to cause a side effect anyway, because your liver is organic and it can't process inorganic material, but every pill that is made is meshed together with synthetic plastic, and I know because I used to make it. So again, the best of our people. So when a woman is pregnant, we should have an audio program before they come out of the womb that mother can either listen to in her head or put on her stomach. That's going to start interjecting these positive principles that are part of our community.
I like that.
Okay?
I love that.
Then when these kids are actually born, They're nurturing. They're healthy nurturing. CBD, cannabidiol, is naturally produced in breast milk. Okay? CBD, cannabidiol, is naturally produced in breast milk. There's a system on the body called the endocannabinoid receptor system. And in order for that system to activate and work properly, it has to have CBD. But we stopped getting it as kids. Now you see CBD on the shelf, don't you? Right. Sure. Everywhere.
In the
everywhere.
wrong dose.
Everywhere. So now we take our most prolific new birth to 5 years old or 6 years old, and we take those teams, and those teams develop the best for our children. That includes workout programs that the kids can do, teaching them how to eat healthy, teaching them how to grow their own food, teaching them an outdoor skill, teaching them outdoor survival, teaching them how to live off the land, okay? Teaching them how to share, teaching them community. You don't make a community by putting up houses and sidewalks and driveways.
No.
Okay? And you don't make a community by selling those houses. I don't care how many people you put in it. Right. Community, word, commune, come together.
Yeah,
come together. Commune. That's what that means. When I was growing up, grandmama, when she cooked on Sunday, everybody came, but the pastor had to eat first. That was my only problem. Pastor, you need to go ahead on now. You're going to catch these hands. We ready to eat, and you sitting up here eating and talking. You can go, come on, man. Hey, get that dude to go plate, man. We ready to eat. You know what I'm saying? But we had community back then. Back then, when I was growing up, when I was in Brooklyn, New York, it was common for people to go to what? A house party. It was common for people to say, well, oh, girl, I'm about to get kicked out. Let's do a rent party. Huh? Can't do that no more. I watch people going from house parties to house parties being shot up to now people going to the clubs, now the shooting and move to the clubs. Now people go to bigger venues like events and shows, and now the shooting and move to the shows. You know why? Because the people have not changed.
Right. Right.
What we did and where we did it, how we used to do it, that has changed. When there was a family reunion when I was growing up, you ain't had to worry about no hotel because you knew you were staying at grandmama's house. You knew you were staying at cousin Rodney and them house. You see what I'm saying? Nowadays, when you have a family reunion, where the family reunion at? Oh, well, everybody got to try to get there. Number one, people used to come piled up in cars. There wasn't nobody catching a whole bunch of planes and all of that. People was catching Greyhound and driving cars to get to the family reunion. Then when you get there, you stay with somebody. You slept in somebody's living room. You slept in bathrooms. You slept in great rooms, but ain't nobody staying in no hotel. And then when it came time for the food, everybody helped out making the food. Get the kids out the way, but if you was an adult, man or woman, you helped with the food. You helped got the food ready. And we ate and we danced and we drank and we smoked and we sang and we loved on each other and we took pictures. And then everybody went home, and then next year we picked another place and we did it again. Now we got so much social media, ain't nobody getting together no more. Ain't nobody hugging nobody no more. Ain't nobody touching nobody no more saying, how you doing? You can hide stuff on this right here. My legs could be messed up, but you'll never see because I ain't going to show you my legs.
Right. Exactly. You know what, Brent?
I could be paralyzed from the waist down and you wouldn't know it. I could be doing all of this, but paralyzed from the waist down, and you think I'm good to go. No, I'm messed up.
You are on fire, Brent. Yes.
You know, you talked about those hugs. When I first got to St. Louis, right, I would go to 12-step meetings, right? And, you know, I had been to treatment 12 times, man, right? And so it wasn't like I was foreign to the information. But what kept me coming back, when you go to a meeting, at every meeting, everybody hugs everybody. And it was that love that kept me coming. I went to the meeting just to get the damn hug, man.
Yeah.
I didn't care nothing about the information, but I stayed there long enough where that love kept me coming back long enough till I started picking up some information. I started making some connections. I started trusting some people. So people started trusting me, you know. So, you know, the most influential people in our lives are not the people we believe in, but the people that believe in us.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And so people, yeah. And so you're right, man. You absolutely and look, we can talk about it all day, but you know what? We got to be about it, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
And what I have decided to do, I know, I guarantee anybody who would practice these principles to make them habits, they will create positive change in their life. Period. I don't just promote this; I live it
Right.
every day, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so I'm gonna reach the people. You know, I had this revelation. I'm gonna reach the people I'm supposed to reach. Yes,
Yeah.
gonna reach her people. I want to be on your show, man.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna spin y'all real quick. I got to charge.
Okay, yeah. Well, Brent, you are on fire. Tim, you're on fire. I feel like we got to carry this over. If y'all available next week, y'all can come right back next week.
Definitely.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. So let me wrap up real quick. Because I this got to be announced. It's got to be announced. Okay. So one of the big things, other than the network, the network's being launched, and we getting ready to run with that. We're not taking any prisoners. You got an independent film or you got independent music, we can monetize it on the network. I've already got a link out showing how items can be monetized. That particular link that I have out is for a short film called Liz, co-directed again, like I said, by Ebony. It's $5. It's a great short film. You're gonna love it. So real big, real quick. Number one, Maximilian. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's a 2-time Grammy winner. We are working on some real big things together. I have 3 songs I know for sure that we're going to do a collaboration on, but we're building some other bigger things for the music industry. Yes, he already knows about it. Manny already know about it because I already told them. Their hats on. I'm good with that. No problem. But Timothy, this is new to you and new to the audience. So if you don't know who Maximilian is, go look him up. 2-time Grammy winner, reggae artist, Afro beats. Oh man, it's about to get serious. It's about to get real serious.
Joanna. I'm sorry.
Also, shout out to I'm going to be on a show on the 17th called the Altier Show. That'll be online live. Got some big meetings coming up, man, on some big projects. Can't say anything yet. I hope I land them. And I do want to send a message out to Hollywood. Now, is with the camera at right here? Okay. I want to send a message to Hollywood. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me let them in first before I send this message to Hollywood. This is my message to Hollywood. Okay, Hollywood. All right. I know I'm 57, about to be 58. You know, that ain't old. That ain't old at all. That ain't old at all for Hollywood. So it's in my coat. So here's my only request.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that in Marvel movies and going on and such like that, y'all keep using the same people to be heroes and villains. You got like 2 or 3 people, they're playing like 4 and 5 roles in the Marvel MCU universe and stuff like that. And I'm just saying, there's other actors out here that's in shape that's like, 6'2", 190. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can use for a villain or a hero or something, but y'all giving these roles to the same people like it ain't nobody else out here acting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to get that out there.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing that, Brent. Absolutely. Thank you. And we're actually going to pivot over to last minute words. Manny, take it away from last minute words.
So, as I usually say, never let the fear of failure overcome the. Is that what I said? Yeah. Right. Overcome the righteousness of success. I can't, to be honest with you, I can't even top this episode. Like, it was on fire. Like, the energy was there, man. Like, do better, people. Like, we have to do better. And it has to start, like Brent said, from within.
Right.
You can follow me on social media, Arthur Manny Morales. If you want a book, DM me. I'll sign you an autograph. I'll sign you a book and send it to you. Model page, Manny Morales 1824. Custom apparel and just crafts, Papi Chulo Creations. And Love Is Our Magic, the series is definitely coming soon. So look out for that. Brent went away. So Tim,
where'd you go?
I don't know. He's having a conversation. You know how
No,
to
I'm still here.
support.
I'm still here. I'm still here. I was just helping get some items out of the car for my family. I'm still here. I'm still here. Hold on. All
Tim,
right.
take it.
Who, me?
Tim, and then Brent, whenever you're done.
Okay. So the first thing I want to say is thank you so much, Yessie, for giving me the opportunity, you and Manny, to come back on the show. As always, it's always electric. I can't remember a show that we did that wasn't electric, really.
Right.
And I think the message and the motive is still as strong as it was in the beginning. Yessie, your vision is so powerful, right? People can find me at talkmantalk.com. My mission as Talkman Talk is to speak, inspire, motivate, educate people from every walk, focusing on 12 principles to inner peace and common unity for happier, healthier, safer communities in which to live, work, and play. That's what I do. I'm out there. You can, I'm on all of the platforms, the handles, and my upcoming course is called Unlock Your Greatness. Be on the lookout for that. Hopefully I can get back on the show again. And
of course,
once we launch that course, I guarantee it will help get some people, who may be on the wrong track, back on the right track, and certainly those who are getting started to get them on the right path to success. Hey, I love you guys, man. Love you. Brent, my man. So nice to meet you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute.
What you got, Brent?
Nothing. You can find me, guys, on social media, Brent Moorer Gaskins. Again, I do have a link out for my birthday, February 21st. It's going to be a party beginning at 7 o'clock. We're going to go live. We're going to watch these movies together. We're going to make comments. I expect you to come like you're coming to a birthday party, so you can be at home, dressed up. We're going to party. You're going to go eat whatever you eat or whatever, and we're just going to share. Brent Moorer Gaskins, Facebook, Instagram. The new TV network is up. Look for some great content coming. I got content coming from all over the world. That I guarantee you.
Okay.
All right.
We'll definitely keep an eye out. All right, Yessie. Go ahead and nerd out.
Woo! This was
it was fire. It was on fire.
I just thank God for this platform. Like, I thank God for the vision and just having so many dope, amazing people like you all and all of our guests that we've had. It's just, I'm blessed and I'm just thankful. And so thank you all for being on. Thank you for the viewers and listeners. And
thank you.
My heart just feels really like filled. And I feel like I'm in that cloud 9 right now. You know, I'm like, woo! Because I love this. I love that we are all passionate and we all have a purpose and we know our purpose, right? Mm-hmm. And we're just out here to help people. And I just really hope that people catch that message that we're trying to help people. We want to see people grow and elevate and continue to succeed and be better. And understand that we understand life is not easy because we went through our challenges already. We're still going through daily challenges, but it's all about how you think about it, turning that negative into a positive.
Right.
That's the daily challenge that each and every one of us have. When there is what you consider a negative, how is that positive? I mean, like for example, earlier I found out that one of the productions that I'm a part of may not really go into fruition, but I was like, okay, the positive side of that is I was able to network and meet some amazing individuals. And now we can create our own content. We can collaborate, come together as a union, as a unity, and create our own content and be the next Country Waynes. I mean, hey, why not?
Right.
So it's all about seeing. It's all about seeing the glass half full versus half empty. You can fill the glass as half full, fill it up with water or juice or whatever it is you want to fill it up with, right? Mm-hmm. Thinking about it from a different lens, a different perspective. And with that, I want to say thank you again to the listeners, you all for being dope. Brent, Tim, Manny, And also shout out to our sponsors. We're actually going to go on a quick sponsor break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Sponsored by Collective Wear. Sponsored by author Manny Morales. Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy en Día TV, Thursday, 7:30 p.m.
Nice.
I want to be a sponsor.
Oh, yes! Sponsor!
Yeah,
thank
definitely.
you. We can definitely talk about that.
Yes.
We can talk about that when we get off. But I was going to say, give shout out to Amethyst TV, give shout out to
Yes.
Talk Man Talk for being today's guest and today's sponsors, right?
It
And
was
also,
amazing.
we do have sponsor packages available. So simply reach out to either myself or Manny via direct message, or you can also email oyendiatv@gmail.com. There's actually the banner scrolling at the bottom of the page, oyendiatv@gmail.com. Again, this is a worldwide platform. Not only can people see us visually, but they can hear us. And even just yesterday when I was doing a Google search, I typed in Oyendia, and there's like other podcasts that I had no idea existed, like other channels. And I was like, okay, cool. Like our stuff is streaming like all over. So praise God. You can hear Oyendia pretty much anywhere. So we have Samsung Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora, RSS, Deezer. I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of them anyway. Just Google Oyendia TV because we're Googleable now too. So, Oyendia TV podcast will pop up for sure.
Yes.
For those who want to know more about me individually, Yessie Rodriguez, you can just Google also Yessie Rodriguez, and it'll pop up who I am and what I'm about. And like I always say, as my last minute words, Manny always says that I nerd out because this is who God made me.
Right.
It's all about the beauty. I call it the beauty and brains. If you're gonna look a certain way, you gotta have
Right. Yeah.
anybody who looks in the mirror and think you look good. Okay, great, you look great. But what do you have up here? Hello. Anywho, so with that in mind, I found the old saying, "The sky's the limit." Right? I heard it. Biggie Smalls and 112 back in the day. The sky's the limit. That song that came out. Me, I researched it. I'm like, that's not sitting well with my spirit. And I was right for this reason, right? So I Googled it and I'm like, is there a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and then was that little blue line that separates Earth from space? And I was actually right. My theory was right. So it's called the Kármán line, Karman line, which is a boundary between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space. It's actually 62 miles above sea level, which this tells you one thing. Every time you say the sky's the limit, you're technically setting yourself a boundary because there is a boundary between Earth's atmosphere and actual space. So I created a quote that says, the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So with that in mind, thank you all for tuning into Oyendia TV. We are going to have another amazing episode. Hopefully we'll have these amazing guests back with us. But you guys stay tuned to find that out. So Dios los bendiga. Hasta pronto.
Bendiciones.